sum that up if you can. I mean, we got off to a great start, didn't we? What was it? I thought it was 13 seconds before going a goal behind to Manchester City. I mean, you're giving yourself almost no chance really with that sort of start.
Yeah, 13 seconds in, people wasn't even settled in the ground, and you're already behind, and what was gonna be hard became nigh on impossible. And I thought we did all right to settle the nerves, and the saying to those I was with, like, this is where a little bit of experience comes in, and we've got some experienced players in the team, some winners, and them lads saying now, calm down, the clean sheet's gone, let's play what we're here to play, would be invaluable. And I thought we did calm it down, and I don't think we looked really rattled in the first half. And I thought we actually looked like we obviously got the penalty to get back in, but there was a couple of threats that we had prior to getting the penalty. And the end of the first half, it was pretty even. We'd had chances, they'd had chances. I wasn't happy with how many we had or the quality of them. But the game was going in a flow where you go, okay, I can see how this goes. And at half time, I tweeted, I think Garnacho's going to have a hand in where this game ends up. And when he came on, he was our brightest spark, and he sort of just come on maybe a little bit too late to have too much of an impact. And there was a little bit of a spell when he did come on where United, it was going to happen to a certain degree, where you put your cards on the table and you go, right, we're going to try and push for this, and we just lost all control of midfield. Not that we had a lot of control of midfield, but we lost all semblance of control in midfield. And it was at one point Rodri picks the ball up and marches about 60 yards through the centre of the park, and you're like, wow, like, what are we going to do about this? And Ten Hag played the cards that he had, and ultimately it wasn't good enough. I thought we ran them closer than I expected us to. There's potentially a little bit of a victory in that, but you get to the FA Cup final, you're playing them mob from down the road, you want to go home with a trophy no matter what, don't you? So never going to come away happy about it.
Is there anyone you particularly blame, or just think collectively the team wasn't really at the races today?
A little bit of not being at the races, a little bit of, you've got to give City credit because they are a really good team. A bit of a piss take, this United team was able to run them as close as we did, and but for that little bit of wacky races at the end there, we might have even got the equaliser towards the end. Very close to getting the ball in the back of the net. So I don't know if there was any, what individual mistakes was there. Maybe Lindelof could have done better in the first half, the first 10 seconds of the game, and actually put a challenge in. Maybe still in the dressing room a little bit mentally, but outside of that, I thought he conducted himself really well against a really tough threat in Erling Haaland. We didn't see too much out of him until late in the game, when United had kind of got man for man at the back, trying to push it a little bit. I think looking for blame in this is wrong. You just say, look, collectively, United have got to be a little bit better. Casemiro could have been better today. Bruno could have been better today. Eriksen, Sancho, Rashford, like, there isn't a player out there where you go, wow, you gave it all and you were sensational, and there is no gaps left in your game for you to do. Go right from the back to the front, from De Gea through to Sancho. Every single person in a United shirt played at 80% at most today. There was gaps, there was levels and gears for them all to improve through. Now you might say that's a positive, but you also got to take on the fact that this is an FA Cup final. This was an opportunity not just to stop City doing their treble, which looks quite inevitable I think now, but actually to go and win a second trophy ourselves and have a very good season. I think that got lost a little bit in the mishmash of today's game. And that's a little bit more worried that players couldn't perform when it came down to the crunch.
Where'd you go from here though? Because we've won a trophy, top three finish. Do you feel like even despite today, we're kind of on the right track with this manager? Is it just a case now of backing him, getting the players in that he needs? Yeah. Because we and you were talking, and City bring on Phil Foden, I think, who's got double digits in goals this season, and we're bringing on players who haven't scored in the Premier League and are probably going to be going next week or when its window opens. I mean, it shows the gulf, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, and I think it's ultimately down to that. They're how many years? 7 years into the Pep version of the project, and like 15 years into the lottery winner sort of like project that they're on. So to judge Manchester United, has United been a project before Ten Hag? Ollie was brought in and just sort of, I don't even know what he was there to do, to be honest. He didn't feel like he had any power. Other people were signing the players he wanted, Erling Haaland, Caicedo, plenty of others that Ollie identified and asked the club to bring in, and they were like, yeah, great, we're doing that. It's Harry Maguire though. So you can't call that a project. Jose Mourinho was never a project. That was a, can we just get the League One? No. So there's no project there. Louis van Gaal wasn't really given an opportunity to make it a project. I think everyone got bored of his football, and the board did what the board did, and David Moyes never even got, shouldn't have ever been a project in the first place. So that project is a different beast to the project that we're just undertaking, and judging Manchester United right now by how far City are into that project isn't fair. I think Ten Hag's done a good job, and I wouldn't get giddy and call it an amazing job or the greatest job anyone's ever seen. It's a good job, and there's been things that he needs to improve. Our away form needs to improve that. There's not loads he needs to improve, but he needs to improve some stuff.
So just finally, do you expect now United to make some big changes in the summer? Because we've got a few players we know have got to go, and we've got some areas we know we need to improve on. Least of all a striker. We need a striker for starters.
A striker would have made a difference today.
Yeah.
We asked a lot of Marcus Rashford today, and he didn't look at the races. I don't know if he had a knock. He played like he had a knock.
Yeah.
And he was a couple of times you saw him limping around in the game, but I don't know if that was something he got in the game or he had going into the game. We want massive changes. You can make a list of a dozen players that need to go, without even thinking about it, which shows you how far the club has to go. But it relies on who our owners are. So much talk about Ineos have won the process because they get to keep the Glazers around for a little bit. Does not fill me with hope at all. So we'll have to see who wins and what they're prepared to do with the project. Otherwise, this last 10 years might extend.